everybody, and welcome to the Strain After Show here on the theStreamtv fan show network. I'm your host, Sinead DeFries, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host over here on my left.
Hey gang, I'm Stephanie Gray. Finale. We have so many questions for the master later, so stay tuned.
Oh yeah, and over here on my right.
Hello everyone, it's me, Jonny McGovern. Action, excitement, fights, your favorite characters battling it out, slicing each other's heads off, pushing each other into the sun. This is a great episode of The Strain. I'm ready to talk about it.
And also joining us.
Hi everybody, Annie Graton over here. I'm just sad it's over now.
Till January.
Till January, a new year, 2015. But yeah, let's talk about it.
On that note, let's get right to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, obviously, you guys know that tonight was the season finale of The Strain, and we're super excited for this episode of The Strain After Show because later, towards the middle of the episode, we have a very special, a very dark, very evil guest joining us, and that is Mr. Robert Maillet. And he plays the Master, and we are so excited. He's getting ready to answer your questions, so keep sending them in using the hashtag TheStrainAS on Twitter, because I know that we're dying to ask him some questions, so you guys will definitely have to let us know what you want answered as well.
I need to know whether he's going to take care of his part of the bargain. I want to know, am I immortal? That was my impression, everyone.
That was good.
That was my old millionaire impression.
That was good.
That was Dr. Palmer.
My question for the Master. That would be
Palmer.
his question for the Master. Will I be able to become a vampire?
Yes.
You guys,
It'll never
we
happen.
already briefly talked to the Master really fast, and he's like fully in character. He's like, well, the Master, what did we said something, and then he's like, but the Master sees everything.
Yeah,
all.
he can't really see us yet, and he's like, oh, don't worry, the Master can see us.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
said,
good character.
Yeah, we're all so excited. We're really excited to have him on. And you know what? You're right, Johnny. If we had a question for the Master, it would be, will Palmer ever become a vampire? And you know what? I don't think so.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Negatron there.
He's
Definitely
too
not.
old. It doesn't look good, you know? He's like, looks like he's about to die anyway. That's not someone that the Master wants to recruit into his Master minion.
But this episode, he did look a little more tan. Anyone notice that?
Oh,
spray
yes. Honey, this was the episode where my two favorite gay-ass characters got together. Now, we always know that I-Course is a little bit light in the loafers, obviously. But now that Palmer got his health back, Queen went down to the spray tan shop. She got her old Ralph Lauren out of the closet. And they decided to go over to the Secretary of Health or whatever the hell that lady's name was. They wanted to visit her, give her a nice hug, and throw her over the balcony. Oh, watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Johnny called that.
Palmer.
You called that from the beginning. As soon as they
beginning.
walked, I think I just want to keep doing this. As soon as they walked outside, Johnny was like, oh my gosh, you guys don't take your eyes off of the balcony. He's going to push her. And you know what? That was a huge positive for me in this episode because as soon as it started happening, like as soon as they started walking onto the balcony, I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. It is going to happen.
Yeah, we all knew that was going to
But
happen.
Palmer, you know what? He's kind of been like this secondary character, if you will. He's a huge part of the story. But because he's been dying since the beginning, like we haven't ever seen him like this evil side to him. And the best part about his evilness is that he's so freaking nonchalant about everything. He's just like,
done. I know, and it's funny too, at the beginning of the episode, they visit Abe's place, which, come on, stay out, that's his heart. You're gonna take it home? Like, why do you want his wife's heart?
True life, I'm a hoarder because he's keeping all of his organs too.
Right? Why?
Exactly. We really got to see the cunty, evil, dark, healthy spray tan Palmer because he's taking the heart, he's going through all of Abraham's stuff in the basement. And then
he thinks he's got power.
This is the thing, though. I want to see. Okay, then there's the part where Fitz, the security guard kind of guy, decides all of a sudden, oh, you know, I think you've turned bad. I don't want to hang out with you. But the thing is, we don't know the history of him in the first place, so I don't understand where the loyalty lies in the beginning with Palmer.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, I don't care. Leave him. Like, why are you so attached to Palmer in the first place?
I like that we got to see that character's arc. I'm wondering if we're ever going to see that character come back.
Right. Because obviously that character was also connected to Dutch as well.
Yeah.
So like, where...
They need to say the backstory of him. Like, it's overdue. Come on.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it next season or something. Because it was interesting.
We did get to learn that now old Palmer has to use his own fingers to make appointments. He can't just be like, go do this, go do that. That's interesting, and maybe that's why we got to see the more evil do-it-yourself with your gal pal I-Course. DIY, throw over the balcony, and intimidate the director of the CDC into doing whatever you want. It was like a real evil Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you know what? It's so funny because it took an entire season for us to really get into Palmer's head and, you know, see his personality for what it is. But I am really happy that we got to see something from him because this episode, within the first 15 minutes, I was like, this is Palmer's episode. Like, they took us so deep, into his entire personality for the first time. So that was cool. I liked it. Yeah. All right, so before we move on to our next topic of discussion, we also want to shout out a couple of blogs that rock our worlds every week as us Strain addicts and you guys as well. You guys have to check these out because they're your go-to for everything The Strain, okay? So the first one goes to @StrainAddicts and @Masters Minions.
Shout out Masters Minions and Strain Addicts.
We've talked about you guys before. Thank you, Jonny. We've talked about you guys before, but again, thank you so much for giving us like our little fix during the week. All right, you guys.
And thanks for accepting us.
Yeah.
We all joined. Yay.
Oh, that group. Yeah. I love that.
Yep, Facebook groups.
Okay, so hold on one second. This is a live show. So
breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news we told you about earlier.
Yes, Robert is getting ready to join us, so we just want to keep reminding you guys to send in the questions using #TheStrainAS.
The Master himself.
Yes. You guys, all right, speaking of the Master, we got introduced to the next biggest battle of the season. That's Abraham versus the Master, and the real battle begun.
Yes, in this corner, he's old and crusty, with a cane that doubles as a sword. In this corner, he's 1,000,000 years old, looks freaky and has a rose-stained lip. It's the Master. I mean, we really got some battle action. All your favorite characters showed up in a disco to battle.
On stage. It was on stage.
So it was literally on
stage. Are they going to start singing?
And you think they did that on purpose, right? They had to have set that up. Like, they were being really clever to make us look like a big giant show, which it was. It was a super dramatic, over-the-top battle sequence. But I mean,
made an appearance.
Yeah.
Also, Dutch's girlfriend.
Dutch's girlfriend made an appearance.
Everybody.
Oh, honey.
It was a reunion, if you will. It was a weird, creepy, twisted reunion down there. But, I mean, it was cool because those little tiny characters that we might have forgotten about just popped right back up.
The almost thinking it was the wife. So I mean,
but all of us were like, no, this is not.
It's not the wife. We're all like, it's not. Just keep going. It's not her.
You think everybody's hurt.
But then also, was anyone else a little bit like, why'd you bring little Zach? Like, why?
I mean, although at the same time, okay. Well, first let's point out that we thought Zach was going to kill somebody at least because he had that gun in the promo, but then he didn't kill anybody.
Right.
But aside from that, this is what I feel like. They made all these appearances. They tried really hard. I wasn't as psyched about the battle scene. I was more psyched about when the Master nearly died and everyone all of a sudden started slowly creeping back.
I was like,
go on with this. Like, tell us more about this and why and the whole the complex dynamics of the whole Master controlling everybody.
Honestly, Steph, you're so right, and because like now, you're welcome, girl. Now we know Johnny's gonna make fun of us for that later.
He's waiting.
Yeah, he's
just stewing. He's ready.
In his brain. Now we know that the Master is really connected to every single vampire because we thought maybe he had like his special higher ups that he was able to control, and then we were like, oh, maybe he controls like the low ones and that's like who he can talk through. But even I-Course is nothing without the Master. And it was so
surprising.
epic to see that. This whole look on his face changes almost as if he went back into like sleep mode.
Dormant state.
We got to see I-Course soul.
It doesn't fit him. It doesn't suit him.
You're right.
He's hungry sometimes, girl. Just because he wears a suit doesn't mean he doesn't like to suck down whatever he can get.
We don't like to see it on him, you know.
But I did love that backwards effect where they all just were going out.
You know what's interesting about it too is because normally all the vamps are like this. You know what I mean? When they walk around, and then right when the master got hurt, they're all like, whoop. Okay, reverse.
Yeah.
You know, posture, guys, posture.
It was really cool.
And I love that the entire time Abe was probably like, I called it, guys. I told you this would happen. But then he ended up being wrong.
Ugh. And this is the part where we were all yelling at the screen because they push Master out the window. They get the sunlight on him. He's lying there for a long time, and Abe decides to read a long speech about how we must kill the monster. You're like, hey, just kill him already. Kill him already.
Jonny, you are so right. I think the entire nation felt it.
You're right about that.
Yeah, you are 100% right. Let's talk about something a little less annoying, because that actually did annoy the absolute shit out of me. And that's like my favorite little honey bunny comes back into the episode, and we have this burning question: who are the ancients? If this was like some really weird sci-fi cool stuff.
This was cool.
This was so
positive.
cool.
This was awesome. I thought this was
something different.
Yeah, something different. I like when it. Okay, people may hate me. It's not that I don't like the battles, but I like more when they explain this whole backstory
Me too,
and like
the history,
the science fiction behind everything. So yeah, I like the history, but this is what I'm wondering. Okay. Are those ancients more connected to the strainy kind of vampires or more connected to the SWAT vampires? Do you see what I'm saying?
I think it's very, very clear, right?
Yes, I think
SWAT,
they're the SWATs.
Yeah, they're running the show for the SWATs.
Right.
The
He said
ancients.
you're standing before great honor. Like these are his masters.
So so that means we just had, so I guess what I'm saying is that means the master, the strainer master, is the top of the chain.
No, they're the enemies.
They're
the
the
master
enemies.
and the ancients are on the same level.
That's what I'm saying.
The master declared war on the
He broke the
ancients.
truce.
So there's no one above the master on that side, and there's no one above the ancients on the SWAT side.
Right.
So
okay,
it seems,
that's what I wanted.
And it brings me to my tip of the week.
Oh. Yeah.
When you're in the middle of a converted gym, and the masters are all propped up taking a snooze, don't wake up the ancients. Because otherwise they need to eat.
Ding!
Yeah, that was so cool. Honestly, it was really such a great scene. A huge positive for me, Stephanie. I agree with you. It was so different.
Cool. I wanted to see, I, like you, Steph, want to know most about the story, the backstory, where this came to pass, and the more they give us like that, the more excited I am for season 2.
Yeah, and I really want to see Gus take on that, what did you say, Day Slayer?
Day
Slayer role.
Now I can reveal things I learned from the book.
Ding!
That the Gus is hired by them to be the Day Slayer.
He's the next Karate Kid, except with vampires.
I wonder if Robert can tell us more about what happened in the book.
I know, I wonder.
We'll see.
Yeah, okay, so speaking of, we're going to introduce now Robert Maillet, the actor, who plays the Master. We are so excited to have him here on the show for us, because we have a lot of questions, and we know you guys do too. So let's connect with Robert.
Hey, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Hi.
Can you see us?
How are you all doing?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
I'm great, thank you.
Are you calling from home?
No, I'm not. I'm calling from. I'm at one of my cousins, and she lives south of Boston, near Cape Cod, and I brought my family down from Eastern Canada to bike. We're biking. We're biking around. Biking trails and stuff around the Cape Cod. So right now I'm at my aunt's, and she was very kind enough to let me, find a space and a room and time to Skype with you guys.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks to
your family.
Yeah.
And well, thanks for taking a break as well from your little vacation also to join us, because we're so excited. So many of us have a lot of questions, so we're gonna get started. We're gonna start throwing them at you, okay?
All right, I'll do my best.
Awesome. All right, Annie, take it away, girl.
All right, Robert. So I've got the first question for you. As a fellow Canadian over here, by the way, just have to throw that
Nice.
Just for your character's POV, so we know that the master, he hates humans, right? And just wants power. He just wants like blood all the time. But then why, when he gets face to face with his rivals, such as Setrakian, you know, when he crushed the hands and stuff at the camp, and Eph, why does he let him go? Why doesn't he just, you know, crush his head and, you know, kill him right then and there, I'm wondering.
I said, wow.
Or why do you think?
Why do I think? Well,
Yeah.
I suppose the master could easily, of course, crush anybody's head just like that. But the master, he's I think, in my opinion, he's having fun.
Yeah.
He is having fun tormenting. He loves misery. Master loves misery. And I think he can cause misery to people, to humans. He loves it. You know, that's his thing. So why kill them if you're just going to torment them for the rest of their lives? So it's like, for me, I'm a pro. I used to be a pro wrestler, and basically when you beat up a guy, you go for the count, and you lift him up before the 3 count. You know, that type of thing. You know, you got them beat. You just don't want to torment them. You know, that's the master. You know, just playing mind games.
What's the master's overall goal, though? Does he want to ultimately spread vampirism, or does he just want to torture everybody?
Pretty much. He doesn't care for humans at all. He just think humans are, you know, blood in a bottle. You think of true blood in a bottle. Well, the master thinks of pretty much they're nothing to him. It's not much of a threat. What they do have is blood, and the master's always hungry. He's hunger. It's all about hunger, and that's all he wants. It's just he's obsessed about. You know, he's an addict.
Yeah,
you know,
addict.
like Eph. He's an alcoholic, but so he can't resist. You know, he wants. You know, for him, he's trying to avoid the alcohol, but for the master, that's his thing. This blood, he doesn't care. You know, he doesn't care about the consequences of it all. He just wants the blood. Yeah. He deserves it. You know, yes. This is water. You know, that's all.
Wow, that's so. I mean, that's honestly like the best answer ever, because I like hearing just how
his
evil.
motives.
Like, I love that.
Bloodlust.
It's such an evil motive. I mean, like, we all know that the master's evil, but like just to know that he wants just to torment and torture and toy with people.
Control power, of course. Right. You know, he is arrogance.
Yeah, right.
First of all, he's just arrogant. He thinks he's powerful, which he is. You know, but he's, you know, doesn't care about anything else than him, really. So, yeah.
Yes.
Robert, so apart from
a lot of fun to play. You know, a lot of fun to play, actually.
Yeah.
Apart from the character of the master, it seems like it's a really physical part. It involves a lot of FX. What's the challenge of playing a character that's so FX heavy, you know, versus when you're just creating a character that's just, you know, looks like yourself?
Well, with a lot of practical effects, Guillermo del Toro, he loves practical effects, and but you have to add some CGI, you know, visual effects as well. But it's a blend. That's the magic of it all. And on this show, particularly in The Strain, he wanted to add a lot of practical effects, and he hired a lot of great artists, visual effects artists and makeup effects artists to do his work. He prepped for the show before the pilot for 6 months to do the creature effects stuff. Wow. And for me, well, it was a challenge to wear. You know, I mean, it was 3 hours in the makeup chair to put on the prosthetics, and which wasn't. I didn't. 3 hours is nothing, because I went longer on other films, like 300 on I Played the Org. It was 6 hours or close. Right. So 3 hours was very nice. It's kind of a nice break, talking to the guys, you know, the makeup guys who's applying the makeup. The wardrobe was a challenge. It's 100 pounds.
Wow, 100 pounds.
That's crazy.
The cloak itself, the cloak, what you see, the cloak, they ordered it from the layers, from the fabrics from China. And it was a challenge to move around with, you know, especially the action scenes. The last episode, well, the one you just saw, they took some layers off, actually, 25 pounds off, which was great. So especially in that scene where he's moving around, avoiding the sun, and when he's in the sun, for me, it was great, because you can really easily easily move around because it took some weight off.
Yeah, it sounds like a real workout.
Yeah, that whole makeup process reminds me of the episode when Icorst came in and he was doing his own makeup to cover up the fact that he's a vampire trying to be a human. That sounds extravagant.
Which is an awesome scene. Actually.
Yeah, I can't believe that your makeup is that heavy.
Yes.
It is. And I had to wear an ice pack underneath because it was so hot and so heavy. I had a vest with an ice pack in my front and the back just to cool me down because I would have melted as a vampire if I didn't.
Well, I'm assuming. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's so interesting. Yeah. I can't imagine like having to go to the bathroom in the middle of the day.
That's what I was gonna say.
With your face on.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming once it's on.
Well, for me it was a challenge because the makeup was on 13 hours. When you put it on, you leave it on all day.
Yeah.
It was 13, 14 hours with the master makeup on. And for me, it was always a challenge to eat at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Which is not blood, by the way, but.
So this is what.
So it was always a challenge because I used to, when you mess it up, you have to go back and repair it and stuff because to damage control, because when you do eat pasta sauce and something, it doesn't do well with makeup, Even though it looks good with blood, it looks like blood, but it is always an issue for sure, when to try not to damage it, because it's time consuming when you're trying to fix it up, I guess, for them.
I can imagine. So this is what I'm wondering, all right? This whole series came from a book, right? So right off the bat, you've got all these strained fans. Has it been difficult, or even, on one sense, difficult because everyone's like, we read the books, we expect all of this, and then on the other hand, did you just get a ton of fans right off the bat from the books?
I did. From the books, but more when the series premiered, I had a lot more fans from the viewers, of course, but I did have a lot of fans when I first announced that I got the role. A lot of fans of the books, that reached out to me and stuff, which is very nice, it was a great experience. I was approached to playing the Master 6 months before the show started filming, and it was a great thrill first time I ever heard of the strain is my friends were in Toronto. I was shooting Pacific Rim with Guillermo del Toro, actually. And I went to a comic book store. My friends took me to a comic book store downtown Toronto. And they showed me a comic book where Guillermo co-wrote, and which I never knew about, never heard of the strain before. And they opened the page and showed me, you'd be perfect. If they ever do a TV or a movie about the strain, you'd be perfect for the show. Of course, it turned out to the master. And then a year later, I was offered the part from Guillermo. So,
nice.
Meant to be.
Yeah. Did you read the books?
I did afterwards. When I was offered the part, I did read the books. The comic books wasn't enough, of course.
Yeah.
The books was, in the books, I procrastinate. When I start to read a book, I don't finish it. But for the strain, I had to, of course, to learn to do research. But the story was amazing. It was a page turner, and you wanted to find out more and more, and how it becomes, believe me, in the books it becomes worse for the humans, for the humanity. It becomes so dark. You're trying to figure out how the hell are they going to get out of that? And you keep reading and reading. You learn more about the mythology of the origins of the Sigua, where they come from, where the master comes from, and where everything else. The more you read about, the more you read the books, which is great. I mean, Guillermo and Chuck Hogan. Guillermo had his idea about vampires in the story for 20 years. So he took his time to get all the details right, which he did,
Yeah, that's incredible. Honestly, it's so cool to hear that side of it. But so now we talked a little bit about the master's intentions with humans and all that stuff, and how he just kind of wants to torment and torture them. But a lot of us and a lot of Strain fans all over the world have become really connected to the emotional connection that goes a little bit deeper between the master and Abraham, and the fact that they keep meeting after all of these years. And honestly, I really just want to know, do you think that after all of these years, the master, yeah, sure, he might hate Abraham, but do you think that there is at least a little more of an aspect of admiration? Because Abraham has never, ever given up the fight to take the master down.
I think so. I think the master, Master's been around a while, a long time. He's an ancient vampire. He's been around for thousands of years. He's seen a lot of atrocities from humans, especially in the concentration camp during the Holocaust. The Master didn't do. For him, it's what he does and only wants blood. What the humans did a lot worse than him. Whoops. That was a stigwa.
It's a vampire.
That's right. No, but Master is really, what he does is nothing compared to what the humans did in the past, in the past history,
right.
From the Holocaust and stuff. But he has, I guess you're right, he has a lot of admiration what Abraham, I guess, what he's been through, what the Master caused him, basically took away his life, his livelihood, his wife, and his, and it still keep coming back at him. I think he does appreciate that. I think every, villain, I guess, needs a nemesis.
Right. Yes.
And I guess he likes that. Even though he can defeat, Abraham, I think, whenever he wants to, because now he's an older man. And then of course, the Master's taking control of his world now. He's trying to come back bigger and stronger, but he just likes to, Abraham, just like to play with him, play games with him. Yeah, I think that he does kind of admire him, I would say. Yeah,
well,
for sure.
It's really cool. I think that I speak for everyone where I say that relationship especially is exciting. It is exciting. We like to see that relationship.
Well, the relationship between Urquhart and Setrakian, it's amazing. The actor, Richard Semmel, who plays Urquhart, is just such an amazing actor. And with David Bradley, who plays Setrakian, they have this great chemistry between the two. It's awesome to watch, actually. Yeah,
that's great. Okay, well, we have some fan questions for you as well. They've been coming in on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for sending them in. The first question comes from @Marky_45. Asking, the Master was massively tall in every scene. Did you have to wear any type of stilts?
I had to wear, I'm 6'10".
Oh, what? Holy
cow! Bravo!
There's a reason why I got the part.
Oh my God!
But obviously the Master is, in the story, in the books and comic books, he's in the TV series, in the show, is 8 feet tall. So it's all smoke and illusions, that's what the magic of television.
Yes.
And I did have to wear platform boots to make me a little taller. And there was a lot of forced perspective shots and stuff, just camera tricks, I suppose. And just to make it, just to illusion, just the whole idea that people would believe the character. For me, it was all about the character, not to see me, but the character, who he is and how he looks like, and the Master. And the Master in the story, of course, he has to look the part and has to be big,
Yeah, definitely.
And the layers of clothing they kept adding on me. Of course, the cape is nothing. There's more layers of clothing underneath. I wear a period clothing underneath, a coat, a huge coat, and a shirt back where the Master was turned, the Sordu. And so basically I was bulking. It was just the layers of clothing. I was huge.
Right.
So, but you have to be big, so there's some trickery to do it, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'm 5'3", so I'm just gonna throw that out there. 5'3". So
All right. Okay. We have another fan question, right?
The next question comes from @movie123. In the Master costume, did you scare any of your cast members on set when you weren't filming?
The priest, maybe I did inside. I think they did. I think they really helped their performances. Because they were in awe with the makeup. This is all, they did a fantastic job with the prosthetics and stuff, and they did really scare some of the actors, and they kind of helped their characters in a way, I suppose. It was kind of strange eating with them during catering, I guess, during the lunchtime. But I think I did scare some of the actors. I did scare Sean Astin, I think.
That's hilarious. All right, the last question comes from @Targets1983. What was your favorite scene to film from this season?
Well, crushing Bishop's head with my bare hands.
Awesome. Yes. First episode.
The first intro and first day of filming for me, and it was awesome to shoot. You know, the whole aspect and how it was complicated to do, the technical wise. You know, but Guillermo was at the helm. Guillermo was the director of the pilot, the first episode, and he, you know, of course, he's a master of he knew what he was doing, and yeah, just the idea of, you know what? It's hard to kill a guy with the bare hands. It's not that easy.
Wow, well, that's awesome.
Crush, and I did hurt my hands the whole week. I couldn't bench press or something. It was black and blue just from repeatedly pounding the
But it was worth it.
But it was awesome, though. It was worth it.
That is crazy.
Gosh.
But the scenes I worked on, other scenes, of course, the scenes I worked with, when I met a lot of the cast, you know, all of the cast, the scenes the later part of the season, for me, you know, it was a thrill. You know, working with those actors, it's such a great actors, and when you share a scene with them, I was so excited. You know, working with David Bradley and Richard and Kevin Durant, which just happens to be a friend of mine. Before we worked together before on Mortal Instruments. We were henchmen for Jonathan Rhys-Meyer's character on Mortal Instruments. So and now in the Strain, we're enemies now. This is kind of funny.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, working with friends, I worked in the past, and people, some fascinating people you work on set. It was just a thrill for me. You know, it was awesome. It was great.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, we're happy you were on the show as well, obviously. And we just want to say thank you so much for joining us tonight. But before we let you go, I'm going to speak for the world here. Is there anything you can tell us about season 2?
I haven't read the script of season 2, actually. They didn't read the scripts. I never read it yet, I suppose. I mean, I read the books. So I think the second season is based on the second book, The Fall. And the fall means the fall of humanity, the fall of society. So things are not doing, it's going to get worse for humanity. You know, they're going to be on the instinct list, or it's what happened on this episode with the Master. Master's kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
So things are not going. It's not going to be.
Right.
You know,
well, we like the Master when he's pissed off, I think.
Yeah, that's when we like him the most.
That's when we like him the most. Anyways, thank you so much, Robert, for joining us tonight. This was really cool. And when you do read the script, just tweet us and let us know
everything that happened.
Let us know ahead of time.
Great work this season. We all thought you were really great.
Amazing.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Have fun with your family up there.
Yes, tell them we say thank you.
I will. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Awesome. Very cool.
Look at that.
Awesome.
6'10".
I know. Can you imagine?
Someone was getting all Nora up on it around here, being like, I'm 5'3". He's with his family, biking, for God's sake.
I was just trying to create a situation for the fans so they could put it into perspective.
Yeah, it's just trying to act it out for the fans. Annie used to be a wrestler? That's interesting.
That's really cool. All right. Cool. Thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. We're getting some more. We're going to get to them. The first one comes from... Yes, the first one comes from @NewMoby. Hey, you're everywhere. Thank you so much. Do you think when Abraham climbed out of the well, it changed him?
I do. Because that's when he killed it pretty soon. After that, he kills his wife. So yeah, I think that's when he decided to go on this. Well,
I think he was always determined to kill,
vamps.
Yeah, before then.
I think I will agree with you there.
I think when he had to kill his wife, he maybe had a little extra oomph. Because he killed his wife. Right. So, New Moby, changed him because right after that he killed his damn wife. Next question.
You're wrong. The next question comes from @ChowMacaroon. What do you think will happen to Eph and Nora in season 2? What won't happen to Eph and Nora in season 2? Like, let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to
let
say,
you take this one.
While we were watching the show, when Nora and Eph were on the roof, I kept shouting, push her off the roof, because she's the most annoying character. All respect to that actress. She's doing a great job playing a character who's super annoying. I hope that Eph and Nora in season 2 will become less of a pain in my ass when I'm watching the show.
We were watching that, and I just looked over at Jonny. He doesn't say anything, but he's going like this.
He's like, shh.
We didn't even know we were
But at least you got a lady pushed off a building.
Yes.
Once in this episode, right?
It was just a foreshadowing.
It was a foreshadowing. All right, the next question comes at Hi Chris 4. The SWAT vamps made small appearances throughout the season. What role do you think they will play in season 2?
A bigger role, that's what I think.
Hopefully.
I think they're going to play a bigger
love
role.
them.
They already introduced all of the ancients, the SWAT ancient vampires, and now I think they're going to elaborate on that and finally give us the backstory.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I agree 100%, and I also think that now we're truly going to see a new rivalry emerge. I mean, we've already seen it emerge, but now that we have Gus too, we all know and love Gus. So I think that they're going to use his character to really pull us into that new story.
And will we see Eph and them teaming up with the
love
SWAT
that.
vampires because they're all trying to get things back to normie?
Yeah. I know.
Who knows? If you want, all the answers are in
The
book.
The poster child for the Strain comic
Yes.
books over here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we have some Twitter shout-outs to some of you guys who have been absolutely incredible during this season. Thank you so much. At Forever Johnny Boy, we love you.
Your boyfriend.
At New Moby, at The Real Liowen, at Fan For Me, and at, excuse me, I'm sorry, Public Entity.
Publicity.
Publicity.
There
Thanks,
it is.
Johnny.
You're
Jeez.
welcome, Publicity.
Yes, okay, well, anyways, and this goes to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us for the Strain Season 1 and really discovering this show with us and sending in your questions and comments every single week. But before we go, guys.
And thank you, Robert, really fast.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Yes,
you,
of course.
Robert.
Thank you,
Love
Robert.
having you on. People were tweeting us all during the week about what they want to
If
ask.
someone's 6'10", don't forget to thank them.
Yeah, thank you,
Yes,
Robert.
Robert Maillet.
Thank you,
Thank
Robert.
you. Thank you.
Crushing heads.
Skull.
Skull crush.
Before I say goodbye to you guys, though, how do you guys feel about the finale?
I thought it was a good, solid season.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the books. The season had a lot of ups and downs. The beginning I thought was very strong, and then there were some valleys. But I like to say that even though we didn't go out on a huge cliffhanger, the story is big enough that we just need to know this is the beginning of something else. So I didn't mind that driving off into the distance, slow, quiet finale, because we got a lot of action with the Master. And that is actually how book 1 ends. Is the Master is like, bye, bitch. Oh, the sun didn't bother me at all. Gotta go. Gotta go, honey. I still got my rings, bitch. Bye.
He hung out in the sun for like 5 minutes. He's like, I'll tan for a few minutes. I'll tan.
What did you think of the season?
Of the season as a whole?
Yeah, the whole
You know what, I'm gonna be
finale.
honest with you, the show started for me, when I first started watching the show, I was kind of like, meh. The pilot to me was cool. It kind of set it up, I thought it was gonna be really sci-fi heavy. I was a little disappointed by mid-season where I wasn't getting that sci-fi.
The backstory
Yeah,
stuff,
the backstory sci-fi stuff, you know, all this eclipse stuff. I was
Yes.
looking forward to it. It never fully happened for me, so I was a little bit disappointed. But you know what, in terms of the season finale, I will 100% agree with you. I was expecting a huge cliffhanger, and I'm actually happy we didn't get one.
They set a lot of stuff up in the finale, which I like. So now we know there's going to be more stuff with Gus and the SWAT vamps.
Right.
Now we know that the mom is going to make more of an appearance, right? Because we saw her strained,
Right, we saw
but
the
not...
mom in a very subtle appearance.
Yeah,
right?
it is subtle.
She was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, they set stuff up with the sun, which I liked.
Yeah, you're right.
Holy
You're right.
crap.
Is
you're
it the
right,
Master calling you to
Guys.
tell you that you've been
The
strained?
Master.
My phone's on silent, so that
Oh,
was weird.
great.
But they set stuff up with the sun as well, which I like. So he's kind of joined the army, and they got the whole army together. So
Yes.
now that's cemented. It's set in stone. We kind of know that we're gonna expect.
I don't
some
really
stuff
need
from
Dutch,
them.
but that's fine.
I don't really need Dutch.
I don't
And he's
really
like,
need
I
Dutch.
think
know.
that Dutch needs to go, and that's it.
I know. When Dutch
I'm
was
looking
on,
forward to season 2, though, is the
Yeah.
moral of the story. I think they're
Yes.
gonna explain a lot of stuff that we were all just talking about, wanting answers to.
Right.
season 1 revved up. We're ready for
Yeah.
season 2 in 2015.
Yeah.
Whenever that will happen. Where the Master doing the Master training dance.
This is called Doing the Master.
I'd like
right.
you to know.
The I-course up and ready again. I love.
Yes.
I know we
more
know
of
you
that.
love I-course.
I love I-course.
We get it.
All right, well, so now you guys know what we're looking forward to. Please hop online and let us know what you thought of the season 1 finale and what you are looking forward to for season 2 that returns in 2015. I just want to say thank you again to all of you for joining us this season. I also want to say thank you, a huge thank you from the stream and all 4 of us to Robert Maillet for joining us on the Strain After Show. That is like the greatest thing we could have asked for our season finale as well. So thank you so much, Robert. It was a pleasure. And you guys, we'll see you guys next year.
Next year.
That's crazy.
You know,
Tweet us in the meantime.
we really appreciate you watching, and if we were the master, we'd give you the worm and the goop. Okay?
Oh, well, you're so lucky.
You would live healthy and look good.
Totally.
Tweet us, guys. Tweet us in the meantime.
Hop online, go online to YouTube and subscribe to the Streamtv channel as well, and join in on all the conversations, comments, questions, everything. We want to hear it. All right, you guys. One last time, right?
One last time. Here we go.
And 3, 2, 1. Get strained.